Okay, good morning. This is BJ and Joe Hondo from Out and About on the Recumbents. We're on the Pikes Peak Greenway Trail, and we're going to pick up the Templeton Gap Trail right here. This bridge here crosses Fountain Creek. It's real bumpy, so the camera's going to jump up and down a bit. It's just old hardwood planks. Nothing, not that new Trivik stuff. But I hope you're having a really good Tuesday today. We're headed up to Academy Boulevard. I need some, I have some really odd batteries in my my recumbent bicycle's taillights, and I can't find them anywhere, so we're heading over to the only battery and bulbs plus store that I know of, which is off of Academy Boulevard and what is the name of that goofy street? Austin Bluffs Parkway. Pick up our normal unsweetened iced tea and eat our brown bag lunch. We're not buying lunch because I have a service appointment for my trike tomorrow at Angletech, and figure we go up there and we'll go. They got a new Whataburger they just finished building, and on Garden of the Gods Road, and we've never been to a Whataburger. They're brand new here in Colorado Springs. And the other two that they built are like a long ways away from us. So we've never made it. So we decided, hey, this would be kind of cool. Yeah, I know, burgers are evil, but you know what? My wife and I don't care. Every once in a while, you gotta be evil, okay? You can't, even though she's a type 2 diabetic and all the other stuff, every once in a while you just gotta splurge. You just gotta do something to enjoy yourself, And let's face it, there's nothing much better than a big old hamburger. Yeah, Fountain. We've got serious rain here over the last like week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, serious rain. That's Fountain Creek over there, which I don't know if you can see, but it is wall to wall, and that is very rare. That creek does not usually have much flow to it, just a little bit, I mean, it always flows, but you see a lot of sandbars. Well, not today, boy. That creek is pushing a whole lot of water. Today is supposed to be better. There's still a big heavy chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. That's why we're headed out this morning, trying to get over there. But yeah, like I said, it's BJ and Joe Hondo from Out and About on the Recumbents. Sorry, as usual, if it's warm, there's wind in southern Colorado. So, got some wind noise. I had to get a drink. All right, Joe. So like I said, we're right now we're going up the Templeton Gap Trail, which is a urban trail here in Colorado Springs. It's not a rail trail. This is the new little homes area they built. It took them forever. I mean, it's like 5 years, or at least I guess 3 years, because we've only been over here for 3 years. So it's taken them 3 years to get this place to where they actually opened it up. But they're all the smaller type homes. Oh, some of them look pretty roomy. Some of them look like they might be 3-bedroom. Got just enough breeze to blow crud in our face. And the construction companies can't be decent enough to re-sweep the trail. They get rocks and crap all over it. Of course, like I said, we had torrential rain for like 2 days, 3 days in a row. So A lot of this stuff probably just washed down. Yeah, they've actually moved people in. They're still working on the pretty part, you know, rocking stuff in and that kind of thing. If Joe and I had more of an income, we'd look into one of these, because all we need is a 1-bedroom place, and some of these are really small. So we figure they're probably 1-bedroom units, you know. That'd be enough for us. We don't need a lot of room, just enough to get by. Passing on your left. Have a good day. Yeah. So like I said, there's a little bit of mud and crud. But yeah. I don't know how many of them are empty. I know a lot of them are full. We went through the parking lot, you know, not too long ago. And there's a lot of cars, so they must have got on a list though, because we haven't seen it happen, you know. We're kind of waiting to see what they cost. We haven't seen anything. Okay, we got a big old incline here. This is one mean old mamma jamma hill here, boy. I mean to tell you, this baby is, it may not look like it, but it is up. I mean, it is up. We're basically, what you got here is a giant drainage ditch. I mean, this is the deepest drainage ditch I've ever seen. This thing must be 30, 35 foot deep, or at least 20, 25 foot deep. I mean, it's unreal. Whew. Boy, man, arg. Yeah, like I said, this is it's quite the angle. I wish I could turn around. Wish my camera was on like a swivel, you know, where I could turn it around. You could see Pikes Peak behind me. It's all covered in snow because of all the rain here and snow there. It's busy today. We got bikes and on both directions. Morning. And Joe will wait from the top of the hill, because as you guys remember, she has e-assist, so, which is really good, because this was a really tough hill for her before that. She's still good, you know. She only uses what she absolutely needs. You know, where a lot of people, you know, they put the e-assist on and, you know, they never do anything else. They hardly ever pedal. Joe doesn't do that. She puts on just enough e-assist to take off the strain on her legs. But so she pedals hard, you know. She's really good. She uses e-assist like you should. All right. Now I can get it on the move. I figured out a really cheap and inexpensive way to put dual water bottles up on the boom mount, and as you can, I don't know if you can see it. I probably can't get the camera quite that low, but so I have 2 water bottles right in front of me, and as soon as I can find a not ridiculously priced water bottle cage, I'll have 3 for both of them. But you know, they've gone away from the ones like we have here, the simple aluminum ones, you know, to these weird, you know, high-tech plastic ones, and yeah, I just don't like those things. But I may end up having to buy one for both of our trikes, because nobody's selling me the old style anymore, which is a real shame. I need to get down to the Colorado Springs bike shop, or maybe over to Ted's Bikes, you know, the regular bike shops, because Angletech, our recumbent dealer, don't get me wrong, they're great folks, man, they're awesome, but they're very high end. You know, they have a lot of clientele. Sorry for the traffic noise, but they have a lot of clientele that can, you know, drop, you know, between $6,000 and $12,000, you know, for a new e-trike, and it doesn't even faze them, you know. We couldn't even dream of doing that. I mean, at all. Wow, an old 1500A. Sounds like shit, dude. You need to get rid of it. Put some stock pipes back on it. Oh, and you know, if it's popping, if the exhaust is popping, then it's not working right. You know, we own motorcycles for 40 plus years. We understand, you know, so many people go out and, you know, they just want their bikes to be loud, which is ridiculous. You don't need it loud. In fact, it's obnoxious. And, you know, we were riders, like I said, for 30 to 40 years, and but we never, you know, we had one bike with aftermarket pipes, and that's just because it came with them. And even they weren't atrocious as far as their sound-wise, you know. They didn't, just like we were talking about, the bike didn't run real well, but and sadly we just didn't have enough money to put a stock exhaust system back on it, because that was like, you know, pretty close to $1,000 by the time. I think the exhaust was like, you know, 700. The system was 700, you know, because it has a catalytic converter and all that other stuff hooked to it, and then, you know, it's about 300 to have it installed. I'm not a mechanic, and neither is my wife, so we'd have to have it installed. But the sad thing is, it would have been worth it to do if we had the money, because we had a 86 or 87 Yamaha Virago 750, and it only had like 21,000 miles on it. You know, I mean, it hardly saw the light of day for most of its life. And I think if we could have got a stock exhaust system on there, it would have run just, it'd probably still be running. You see a lot of that era of Virago, a Yamaha Virago, running around town. So, but sadly we just had no way to come up with or borrow $1,000. So we got rid of it and ended up without a motorcycle for a long time. There's several years we couldn't afford to ride. You know, we couldn't just couldn't afford the payments and the insurance and all that stuff, and the maintenance, of course. And I don't care what they say, motorcycles take a lot of maintenance. They take a lot more maintenance than a car. But car maintenance, when you have to have it, is even more expensive than motorcycle maintenance. So it's like when we had in 2014, well, actually back up a year, say 2013, Joe found a Suzuki LS650 Savage, that they call an S40 now, and we were just going to share it, because it's not really a big enough motorcycle size-wise, not the motor, but the overall size. It's a very small motorcycle. It's the only motorcycle that fits my wife like a glove. I mean, like a glove, like aliens abducted her to make, or the Japanese abducted her to in her sleep to fit this bike to, you know, a small person, because, like I said, it's the only one that's ever fit her that good. She's had bigger bikes, but she's always had to strain, you know, especially her upper body, you know. She's always had to strain, you know, and the only one, like I said, the only one that ever really worked for her. Well, she did have a Rebel 250 when she started out, and that worked for her just fine too. But Rebel 250 is pretty damn small. It really is. It's small. Funny little bike though, you know. I used to call it the bike that had 5 gears and 1 speed, because it would take forever to get up to interstate speed. But once it was there, it'd go all day. It wouldn't even, you know, it could run 75, 80 miles an hour and do it all day and not have any problems. Good morning. And yeah, you know, like I said, it's but okay, no, I guess I better finish my story. The next year, we just on the lark, literally, we rode up to our local Harley Davidson dealer, and Pikes Peak Harley Davidson, put in a plug for them, very good people. We were looking at, you know, like a 1200 Sportster, you know, and because we did try to double up on the Suzuki, and it wasn't going to work, man. It's just too crowded. I even I found a set of aftermarket forward pegs, you know, forward foot controls, and that helped quite a bit, but it was still just too small. And so we went over there just looking, you know, just something to do. Plus they had free food. Hey, Joe and I like free food. And so, you know, the salesman came up, started talking to us, and said, well, you know, he thought he could at least get us into an 883 if we were interested. We said, yeah, go ahead and, you know, throw some numbers at us. And now you would think, you know, that, you know, since they said that they thought they could do it and taken the Suzuki in trade, you know, that we'd have jumped on it. Nope. They brought back a deal, said, nope, can't do it, too expensive. They kind of looked at us. They brought back another deal, said, nope, can't do it, too expensive. They really looked at us. They came back about half an hour later and said, this is the best we can do. Said, that we can afford. So we bought ourselves our first ever Harley Davidson, a 2014 883 Sportster Super Low. And no, it was not a perfect bike for 2-up, but it worked. We basically put everything you could possibly put on it to turn it into a 2-up touring bike. And we had it for 4 years and 40,000 miles, and never a problem. Just ran and ran and ran. But Harley Davidson has a lot of services. They have like a 5,000 mile service, and then they have like a 2,500 mile service. Well, we couldn't afford to do both of them, so we did the 5,000s, and it ran like a top. I mean, we never had any problems with it. There was one warranty item, and you know, it had nothing to do with the motor or anything. You know, their belt drive, rear belt drive, and the pulley in the back was a little warped, I guess, and it would rub the belt protector. It wasn't a big deal, but they ordered it and replaced it and took care of it, you know, without no muss, no fuss, as they say. What about you? I mean, you know me, I could go, but if you don't need to go, we could just... Okay. Yeah, I know, that's the problem. There's absolutely nothing. Sorry about discussing the bathroom, folks, but you know, that's life. This is Porta Park. Yeah, that's its name. Portal Park. and just one of the parks and cars. Now this one has a YMCA pool, but it hasn't been open for years. They pretty much shut it down, you know, when COVID hit, and they haven't bothered to reopen it as far as I know. But it's the one spot on this trail that has a restroom. Just a porta potty, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, as they say. So that's where we're headed. That's our mission, in search of the Porta-John. It's so sad. That is one really bad thing about getting old, man. Nothing works as good as it used to. Nothing. You know, they say older people have wisdom. I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that you're getting too slow and you're too tired to do so much stupid stuff that you did when you were young. It's not that you're any wiser, it's just that you don't have the energy to do that silly stuff anymore. You know, people look at us, you know, and, oh, you're out there riding your trikes every day. Well, yeah, they're our only form of transportation. It's either this, we walk, or the bus. And no matter how hard it is on the trike, I would rather be on the trike than walking, okay? Walking is not easy for either one of us anymore. Our balance is not very good. We kind of bounce into each other, although it's really funny. A friend of mine gave me a recumbent bike because he had too many and he had to get rid of one. And he knows how much I like this one style of particular recumbent bike. And he didn't like it, you know, he just didn't like it at all. Wasn't his cup of tea. And so he called me up and said, hey, I'm going to make you an offer. Hello. How are you today? I'm good. Good.
Okay, let's go down this way.
So we're here at the pickleball court, Porta-John. I'm going to go ahead and shut you off here. I'm sure you don't want a tour of the Porta-John. All right. Okay, well, we've left the park now. Get back on the road here so we can go pick up the trail on the other side. The trail is always greener on the other side. That's not true, so. Actually, we've had so much rain, it's really green around here. Usually it's not, usually this early in May, it's not this green. But like I said, it's been pouring its guts out, and as you can see by those clouds, it's not being very nice to us, although they're not as thick as they've been the last few days, so we're hoping it will hold off for at least a while. Let us get our errand done, get lunch, and we'll head on back, and seems to be nice enough for us to go a little further maybe. Noisy milk truck, boy. That's Meadow Gold Dairy. Don't know if you have Meadow Gold where you are, but they're the main dairy now. We used to have Meadow Gold in Sinton. Sinton used to be the big dog, but Sinton folded up. Now it's some like independent milk making, you know, supposed to be more healthy milk. But it's an independent, so it has nothing to do with the old Sinton brand anymore. This is the older part of the trail, the old asphalt, and like all our asphalt trails, they're starting to develop some serious cracks. And you know, if you've got a 26 to 29 inch wheeled mountain bike, or you know, especially if you have a fat tire bike, you don't even feel these cracks, okay? But when you got skinny tired recumbent trikes, you know, you feel these things big time. And now these trikes that we have now are ice trikes. They actually at least have rear suspension. It's not a very fancy rear suspension, but it is rear suspension. They don't use a spring, they use what they call an elastomer. It's a, you know, I don't know how to say it. It's like a piece of plastic, soft plastic. And you put in, you know, they have, you know, soft, medium, hard, you know. And then they have different positions. They have 5 different positions that you can put the elastomer in. And that's the same thing. It's soft to hard, you know. I don't know exactly even what position mine's in. I'm going to have to ask. That, and to be honest with you, as old as these trikes are, we really should replace the elastomers in both of them. They're not real cheap. I think they're like 80 bucks or something like that. I'm going to have to ask. Like I said, I got an appointment at Angle Tech tomorrow because my rear derailleur's giving me some problems. And you know, it was used. It's old. I mean, it's a 2011. So, you know, gonna have some things wrong with it. Not bad enough to where, you know, I mean, it does fine. It's just, it doesn't like to go up onto the second cog in the rear very easily. You have to fight it. Sometimes you have to fight it going from the 4th cog to the 3rd cog too, but not very often, every once in a while. But you always have to fight it going from the 3rd cog to the 2nd cog in the back. Okay. Got a tunnel to go through here. Don't see no water, so we're good. Ole, 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 ole. Ride your trike today and keep the blues away. I should have let Joe go first because she has the assist. But I had the downhill on her. Now she's like, can't that thing go any faster? Actually, she's not like that, but she could be if she wanted to. And I'd say, no, it can't. That's as fast as it's going. Okay. This is the new part they put in. This used to be a real tight, you know, hard to get around little thin sidewalk basically over here. They put this in last year, so it's definitely an improvement. We got a bit of a tough road today because when we get over to Austin Bluffs, the trail over there has got some a couple more of those really mean inclines. There's one here on this part of the trail. It goes down into what I call the water dungeon. It's you know, it's a spillway basically, but the trail goes right down into it. So hopefully it's not like impassable. That could be a problem. We might not be able to get through because it might be, you know, it might have so much crud on that we can't get through it. And I don't know if they really haven't had time to, you know, come down and clean all our trails. It takes a long time. And sadly, we have a very small trail maintenance crew for all these trails. I mean, we need like, I'd say we need like 3 times as many trail maintenance people as we've got. 3 to 4 times maybe, you know, as the city can afford, I guess. But there's definitely not enough of them. And they work hard, you know, even though, you know, they use trucks and you know, sweeper things with their truck, and they have, you know, they actually have trail sweeper machines too, but still, miles and miles and miles and miles of these trails, you know. And some of them get in really bad shape, you know. I mean, it's like down on the Pikes Peak Greenway, down from us where we live, there's a pretty darn low bridge. And that one, man, that one just gets, when they have a heavy rain, it just gets totally clogged with, you know, logs and junk. And sadly, we have an immense amount of homeless that live here, and they you know, to be able to hide from the law, they and find a place to camp, they go down by the river and go down by the creeks, you know, off these trails. And so, you know, they don't take care of their trash, you know. Instead of you know, asking for bags, you know, I'm sure if they asked the highway department for orange bags, they could probably get some. At least put it in bags, you know, at least put it in bags. They don't, man. They just throw it on the ground right where they live. Ugh. It's kind of disgusting. But you know what? I don't know their situation, so I'm gonna take that back, you know. I guess they got to do what they got to do. We all have to do what we got to do, you know. Some of us have a lot more fortunate to got to do what we got to do. But, you know, I mean, hey, if the Republicans don't get off their butt and the Democrats don't bend a little, you know, we're not going to be able to pay the country's bills. And Joe and I are both on the only income we have is our very meager Social Security retirement. So, oh boy, if they don't raise that debt ceiling so they can pay us the benefits that we earned. This isn't welfare, you turkey butts. This is, you know, we earned these things. We worked crappy jobs for 40 years. You know, we served your burgers, we served your meals, we fixed your cars, we, you know, we parked your cars, you know, we did the crappy jobs that you high-paid slime balls won't do. And I'm talking about politicians. I don't care about the rest of you. You're cool. The politicians, them babies are high-paid slime balls. They don't do anything for what they want to do for whoever their cronies are or whoever owns them. There's not a one of them that isn't owned. Not one of them. You can't put out $1 million+ on a campaign every 4 years, you know, and not owe somebody something. Not everybody's, you know, a Rockefeller or a Trump, you know. So yeah, you know, you owe somebody big. So it's a sad state. It was never supposed to be like that, you know. If you look at our original government from 1776, we had a mix up there in that government. We had farmers, we had merchants, we had a lot of different people, soldiers, you know. I mean, you know. Now all we have is career-paid, lazy butt politicians that don't want to do anything but, you know, play one-upmanship on each other, especially between the two parties. We need a third party, a serious third party, so bad it's not even funny. We need a moderate party. Somebody, you know, people that can go in there and go, okay, look, you want this, we want that, we want that. We can't have everything, so we're going to give you some of yours and you're going to give us some of ours. And we're going to call that a compromise. And that's the way it's going to work. And that's the way it's supposed to work. The two sides are supposed to come together. They're supposed to hash out a compromise and get things done. It is so sad that every year they hold us senior citizens on Social Security hostage. They hold our very our very lives, you know, our financial lives hostage to play politics. And it's both parties, but it's mostly the Republicans. You know, but all them turkeys up there in Washington are making, you know, $200,000 to $400,000 a year. Joe and I barely survive in a very hard place to survive if you don't have a lot of money. Colorado Springs, Colorado, very expensive to live here. But, you know, we survive on about $30,000 a year. That's our combined income. Yeah, I mean, that's our combined income. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. We may not be able to get up here. Let's see what they're doing. Hello? Thank you. We'll get out of your hair here. Appreciate it. You're good. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Have a good day, man. Okay, Joe, go around, babe. Slap up at about 3, because it gets steep up there, maybe even 4. It gets steep up there. She has 5 levels of e-assist, but hers is strictly a pass system. You know, you have to pedal assist system. PAS. Oh no, that is not where we want to go. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I keep I think my Terror Trike shifted exactly opposite that this ice trike shifts. And because I'm always shifting the wrong way. Yeah, this is really steep here, boy. This is steeper than that one. Oh boy, yeah, can you hear that? A little bit of sand, just barely any sand, and I'm slipping. That's how much, that's what the angle on this puppy is. This is Palmer Park, and Palmer Park is a monster. It's huge. But now most of these trails are mountain bike trails. You know, they're single track, or they're double track, but they're rocky and they're brutal. No way you could do it on our trikes. I mean, I think it'd be even hard on a fat tired, you know, on a fat tired trike with e-assist. I don't think it would be easy at all. I think Joe's trying to get a picture of me. Oh no, I don't know what she's doing. What'd she do, lose her chain? She might have. You all right? I can't hear you. Oh, okay, okay, cool. Yeah, you don't want to lose the battery. That would suck. Yeah. Yeah, I just went into crawl mode. Then we get a little reprieve, and then we have another hill, but it's more, this one's more gradual. That one's a lot more steep. Now I pardon the noise between the wind and the cars. This is a major thoroughfare here, as you can tell. It's like 4 lanes on each side, and they could probably use 6. This is Austin Bluffs Parkway. Basically, be east and west thoroughfare. And they do actually have a bike lane on there, but Joe and I ain't gonna mess with that. That traffic's insane, man. If we get in their way at all, they'd take us out. You do not want to be on a bicycle on Austin Bluffs. Although right here they really don't have a bike lane. It's just, it's just the emergency lane you could use. But man, I wouldn't do it. No way. Yeah, you see all the dirt and stuff that been popping up. I'm gonna try to get up here in the middle chain ring in low gear. On the middle chain ring, I have a triple chain ring on the front because I don't have e-assist, and we have a lot of hills here in Colorado Springs. There's always a hill here, okay? Yeah, don't let any flat ground fool you. It's just a disguise. We have lots of hills here. We are rolling hills all over the place. Okay, now you can see she didn't shut down her e-assist, so she's way ahead of me. Uh-oh, she didn't keep going. Here we go, oh, baby, come on, you can do it. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Hold on, I'll give you a push. She got stuck in a sand trap. Oh, she got out.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I got the mud.
Okay, well, I didn't have to push, but I don't mind. I just barely made it through, and I let it, I let it fly down the hill. Thank goodness for trikes have parking brakes. Yeah, isn't that cool? Bikes don't have parking brakes, okay? But trikes have parking brakes. See, if you need to stop, you stop, set your parking brake. Plus, too, you put your parking brake on. You want your parking brake on when you sit down, because otherwise, you'll go to sit down and the trike will go the other way. The trike might come right out from under you. That would not be cool, man. Would not be cool. And now we have to go play sidewalk tag with the pedestrians because the trail actually ends right here. This is where Templeton Gap ends, and you pick up this little road here, this Brenner, and that'll take you, that's a paved road that goes into Palmer Park, but it is brutal. Joe might be able to do it now since she's got e-assist, but I mean to tell you, we did that one time, and man, we had to, we came from the other way though. But we had to end up pushing our trikes up to the top of the hills because it was brutal. Where are you going, dear? Get on the sidewalk. It's clear enough. The last time we did this, it was full of ice, remember? I don't want to get out there. I don't care if there is a bike lane. When they put up a wall, a cement wall, when they put up a cement barrier, then I'll use that bike lane. Not until. Because if some guy was drunk or not paying attention on his phone and came over, you got nowhere to go. Oh boy, that's a heck of a hole there. Yeah, one of the problems is when they put sidewalks in these main streets, they never think about the fact that they might actually need repairing once in a freaking decade. They don't. You know, the city's got too much to do and not enough money like everybody else. That's the story of everybody's life except for the super rich people, which I guess you can tell I'm not real fond of, but you know, I got no problem. You know, if you made your money working hard, well, then you deserve it. That just means you were smarter than I was, so, because I worked hard, all physical jobs, never made a dime. That's why we are totally dependent on the on Social Security, on our retirement, man. If they don't pay us, we'll be on the streets. We don't have anybody here that has the capability of helping us out. I mean, I have a brother and my mom is still alive and they live in Security, which is quite a ways from here, but you know, they're both on Social Security retirement too. So Bob's probably got a little money put away, so he'll be okay. He can probably go for a couple months, you know, but I'm sure that's about all he could do, because you know, he's got a $800 a month house payment and he doesn't have a car payment anymore, thank goodness. So, but you know, that's a lot of money. I mean, our rent kills us at $640. Of course, that doesn't include utilities either. Of course, his doesn't either. He's probably looking at like $1,000 a month between mortgage payment and utilities. So we're gonna cross, yeah, because it's up that way. It's right there by, you know, the fish place. And Billy Sims Barbecue. As you can see by that sign, the bike lane ends right there, which is good because it would be way too dangerous to do anything else. Hey Joe, let's go, let's turn and go up to that driveway. Turn right, turn right, turn right. We're gonna go, yeah, and we'll cross over to the other driveway. I think that'll be a little easier to do. We have some really good friends that live just up the road here, but we can't go see them with our trikes because there's nowhere safe to put our trikes. Okay, we got lucky. We got a clear spot. We couldn't get this on a Saturday. Yeah, got a bit of rubble here to go through, but we're going to cross the street here. So once we get over here, like I said, these people put these stupid bushes clear up to the damn sidewalk, which is really dumb. Yeah, past the sidewalk. They really need to be fined. They're not fined, they need to be fined. Besides that, we need to go here anyway. Yeah, it's right. You can see the sign. Batteries plus bulbs. And pleasure. Oh, the Springs Cupcake. Cupcake Doctor. That's where they're out of. Signs everywhere. Signs. I gotta stop and get my feet in there. Okay, there we go. But I was
Pausing ride. Resuming ride.
till they got a register open. I was talking to the young man because he goes, "Are those recumbents?" And I said, "He knows what they are." So you know, I said, yeah, they are. And he said the recumbent trikes, and so I let him know, you know, all about it and how you can get e-assist or mountain bike gearing, and I gave him a card. He said he's gonna call for an appointment, do some test rides. He's always wanted one. Bounce, bounce. Yeah, it smells like shit. It does. It is totally unappetizing. Sonic up that way, I think. There's Burger King up that way. Over here. Ah, Smashburg went out of business. Hey, there's a coffee shop over there.
Pausing ride. Resuming ride.
hell is she? Where the hell is she? What the hell? What happened to you?
Oh, cars wanting to speed.
Oh, okay. Let's try the scooters here. Yeah, they got a patio. Get around this truck here. Okay, well, we're back. Now we're heading back pretty much the same way we came. As you can see, got a great view of Pikes Peak up there. That's that big ugly hunk of rock with the snow all over it. And as you can see, the clouds are coming in. I was hoping the sun would be strong enough to push them away for a while, but I don't know. Looks like we may get those afternoon thunderstorms that they were talking about. So we're probably just going to split on our way home. So I probably won't be doing any more once this battery runs out. Probably be the end of the video, which should make it a little shorter and easier on you guys. Again, just want to say thank you for riding along. Especially thank you to our subscribers. We really appreciate it. It's totally cool you do that for us. And just want to say hi and welcome to any new folks. It's the first time they've seen the channel. We're up over 200 members now, which is really, really cool. Never expected that many people. Again, we're back on the, well, right now we're still on the sidewalk, but on Austin Bluffs Parkway, but we'll be getting back here on the Templeton Gap Trail, right across the street here. That road up there goes up to Palmer Park, which is a great place if you own a mountain bike. Not so good if you own a recumbent tricycle, but great place if you own a mountain. Although they do have the one road there that goes through that's asphalt.